Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to Michigan in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. We finished second at this track many times in our Cup career. We've gotten a win at this track last season, so hopefully we can maybe try to do that again today. But I think we've got like 3 or 4 second place finishes or something like that at Michigan coming into this episode. And we had Greg Biffle in the Xfinity Series car again here in Michigan. He didn't start very good. He started down in P17, but thankfully he would be able to work his way forwards through the traffic, so it wasn't really that bad of a run for Biffle in the number 99 Xfinity Brant Toyota, but hopefully he can continue to improve because he hasn't really been showing the pace that I've been wanting him to show now as he comes down the back straightaway heading down towards turn 3, looking to the inside of the 23 of Spencer Gallagher there as he had moved himself now inside the top 10 right behind Watermelon Boy Ross Chastain as he came out of turn 4, moving up to P7, and as he came towards the final lap of this race, running P5 going into turn 3, but he would actually get onto the apron and slide up the track and make a pretty good save, but that would cost him some positions now as he comes through out of turn 4, still 7th, now dropping to 8th behind Kevin Harvick as he comes through the trial would across the line. Greg Biffle would come through with an 8th place finish for our team, so a pretty good finish still. And in the next episode we're going to have Carl Edwards in the car for us at Iowa, so hopefully he can put together a pretty good performance for us in our car. But Iowa is usually a track that is pretty hard to run well at, so we'll see what Carl Edwards can do in our car in the next episode. But now it's time to shift focus over to the Cup race here in Michigan. We come to qualifying down in through turns 3 and turn 4. I wasn't expecting the best qualifying effort, as it's really not. I usually don't qualify very well at a track like Michigan or Pocono, where it's a really high-speed track. And now as we come through the trial to cross the line, we're going to start P20 with a 37.649. So certainly we got a lot of ground to make up, but hopefully we can click some positions off real quick as we get ready to go green here in Michigan.
The stars of NASCAR thunder into Michigan International Speedway for today's running of the Firekeepers Casino 400. This D-shaped 2-mile oval is nestled in the tranquil and scenic Irish Hills area of southeastern Michigan. However, this locale will be anything but tranquil today, as this sprawling landscape plays host to the best race car drivers in the world. Michigan is fast. In fact, the track is the fastest track on the schedule, with speeds often reaching more than 200 miles per hour. So you'd better buckle up, because NASCAR racing is coming up next.
Alright, we are ready to go green here for the Firekeepers Casino 400. Jimmy Johnson crashed during qualifying, so he's sent to the back with the backup car. His bad season gets even worse here in Michigan as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. starts in the back after failing technical inspection as we get ready to go green here in Michigan, as we do move up to the inside lane after Johnson gets sent to the back as we're ready to go green in Michigan. And the green flag is out, and we are underway from the 19th starting position as Brad Keselowski leads the way down towards turns 1 as we start right behind the 38 of David Reagan there in that number 38 Ford as we head down towards turns 1. Keselowski quickly getting clear of Chase Elliott as Kyle Busch looks to follow her. That's Joey Logano actually on the inside behind Keselowski. So the two Penske cars move up to 1-2 as Blaney tries to get up there, maybe enjoying that little team up front running positions now as we come down the back straightaway side by side with the 3 of Austin Dillon. And as we go down towards turn 3, now sticking our nose up inside to the inside of the 11 of Denny Hamlin as we battle side by side with our Joe Gibbs Racing teammate as we would easily get ahead of him and also pass Daniel Suarez in the process as we get into the back of David Reagan, just giving him a bit of a shot to the bumper as we come through to complete the first lap here in Michigan, moving up to the 15th position early on as we look to the inside now. Jamie McMurray as we go down towards turns 1. So quickly moving our way forwards here early on in this race, which wasn't really too surprising. I knew we had speed in the car, and as we came through out of turn 4 on lap 2, now working our way up to P12, looking at the inside of Reagan on the apron as we came through to cross the line, getting up towards the 11th position as we went down towards turns 1. So continuing to work our way through the field, and we would be able to work all the way up to P9 past Paul Menard. Now looking to the inside of Joey Logano on lap 8 of 14 in the stage, moving up to the 8th position as we fall in line behind the 9 of Chase Elliott, who sits in the 7th position as Blaney's up there on the outside lane, and we're going to try and get up there behind him as we have a run on the outside of Chase Elliott as we come down the back straightaway with a good bunch of momentum here with the 9 in the 43 blowing right on past them now. But up ahead we have some trouble in this, the 15 of Ross Chastain, who goes sliding in front of me, and we have to slow down, and he's going to come down the track right beside me. But thankfully, he avoids me there, as that was a little bit of a close call, as he was clearly a lap down, and he just lost control going into turns 3. And I certainly didn't want to get drilled by someone again and just destroy my car like we did in Kansas. So thankfully we keep the car in one piece. We lost a good chunk of time, as you can tell, due to that happening. But unfortunately, we would not be able to work our way back up to that pack up ahead because they were so far away, as the stage would actually end early due to a caution coming out on lap 11. So we would get P11 in stage 1. So a very odd end to this stage, as Kevin Harvick, he does get the stage victory. He is still looking for win number 1 on the season, but I would decide to take just 2 tires and 2 cans of fuel, and we would come out as the leader here for stage 2. So maybe a mistake on my part as we get ready to go green, leading the field as the green flag is out, and we are underway once again now. Stage 2 is going. Truex, my teammate behind me, is Kyle Busch as well as back there, as we blow these guys away right here on the initial restart as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. And it's certainly going to be hard to hold on to this lead, as we know we're going to get swallowed up now as we come out of turn 2. Truex closing in on my back bumper really quickly now as we come down the back straightaway. He actually is able to look to my inside as we come down the straightaway side by side with Truex, as Harvick closes in as well on my back bumper as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4. Truex blowing right on past as we come through the center of the corner, and Keselowski is going to try and follow him through as we come out of the 4th turn. So quickly dropping down to the 3rd position here on this opening lap in the 2nd stage as Kevin Harvick, he follows through on this inside lane, and he is going to try and pass me as well as we go down towards turns 1, moving way up the track as we head down into the corner side by side with Kevin Harvick, last season's champion now, as Hamlin and Blaney battle right behind us side by side. Kyle Busch looking like he might want to get involved in it now as he tried to make a 3 wide, it looked like there for a moment now as we come down the back straightaway, sitting in the 4th position as we head down towards turn 3. Truex pulling away now from the 2 of Keselowski as we come through the center of the corner. Hamlin looking at my inside as we have all the Joe Gibbs racing cars up here in the, inside the top 10 as we come through, trying to side draft the 4 of Harvick just a little bit as we try to gain the position back, as we're holding on pretty well at the moment with these 2 tires as we make contact with Hamlin as we go down towards turns 1. And as we go through the center of the corner, Kyle Busch looks to our inside, and he pushes up the track into the side of me, and he's going to push up again, and that unsettles the car as we hang on to it, but we lose a couple positions, and we would drop to P9 behind Kurt Busch, and by the time we came to lap 7, now at 8, we would have trouble behind us. Daniel Hemrick going hard into the outside wall with a blown tire, and that would bring out the caution as he nailed the wall hard there after blowing his right front, and he just went straight into the wall. But yeah, we dropped the P9 after Kyle Busch got into us, and we couldn't move forwards from that, but we would get ready to restart here late in this 2nd stage now from the 9th position as the green flag returns, and we are back to green flag racing behind our teammate of Denny Hamlin there in the number 11 FedEx Toyota Camry with 6 to go now at this point in the 2nd stage on the inside of Kurt Busch as we head down towards turns 1. I believe that is now Martin Truex Jr. leading the race as we come through out of turn 2. Kyle Busch would follow through to take over the 2nd position from Joey Logano as we come down the back straightaway, looking to the inside of the 12 of Ryan Blaney as we try to get whatever positions we can as we just briefly get into the back of Denny Hamlin as we go down towards turns 3. And by the time we came to lap 13, 4 to go on the stage, looking to the inside of Hamlin now, working our way up to P7 as we try to make a move going down into turns 1 and turns 2. We would work our way up into the top 5 now past Hamlin, but we would actually drop down to P9 after we just kind of lost the handling in the car as we came to the white flag now, as you see me behind Bubba Wallace at this point going down into turns 1 and turns 2. The tires were dead, and we had fallen to the 9th position, and I was just really hanging on at this point as Ryan Blaney now has gotten to my back bumper as we come down the back straightaway for the final time in this 2nd stage, trying to use that draft maybe from McMurray all the way up there ahead as we head down into turns 3 for the final time in the 2nd stage. Blaney's going to send it on my inside, and we make contact as we make a big save, keeping it off the wall as a very late ambitious move from the 12 of Blaney, sticking his nose up into the inside lane as that was coming down. Does not end well as we come through. We're going to finish 14th now in the 2nd stage after in reality we should have been in the top 10, so not what we needed to have happen at all. But now we will have to come to pit road. This time we will definitely need to take 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel here as we get ready to start in this final stage beside Paul Menard in the number 21 car. So hopefully we can rally our way back forwards here as we're ready to go green, and the final stage is underway here in Michigan as we're green behind the 3 of Austin Dillon now as Martin Truex Jr. tries to hold on for another win this season. I think he has 1 win at the moment now as we head down towards turns 1. Actually, he might be winless if I'm correct, but now Bubba Wallace hung out on the outside lane. He is dropping very quickly as we come through the center of the corner. A chance to maybe get past him, but we don't quite have the speed to get to his inside as we come down the back straightaway. Now Kyle Larson, my former teammate, looking to my inside as we head down towards turn 3. 3 wide between Menard, Dillon, and Wallace up ahead as we come through the center of the corner. Bubba gets down in line beside Kyle Larson as we come through out of turn 4, sitting in the 15th position as we come through the front straightaway, coming through to complete the first lap of this final stage. It's not a very long one. There's 17 laps to go as we speak, as Truex continues to lead over Hamlin and Keselowski as we go down into turns 1, trying to make the far outside lane work as we try to look to the outside of Bubba Wallace, but as you can see, it did not work at all. So we get right back in line as Larson, Menard, and Wallace go 3 wide in front of me now. So we kind of really had nowhere to go, but we do look behind the 21 of Menard and get in front of the 1 of Kurt Busch now as a chance to look to the inside of Menard as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4. Certainly you got to get to this top 10 as quickly as possible, and thankfully the AI like to stay pretty grouped together. And we now close in on the back of the 43. We definitely have top 5 speed as we completely blow on past Bubba Wallace, and now look to the inside of Larson going down into turns 1 as we would be able to pull ahead of the number 42 car as well, moving up into that 12th position there as we came out of turn 2, and as we came down into turn 3 we would be able to look to the inside of Almirola and get past him. And now we also look to the inside of Austin Dillon in the 3, trying to work our way now inside the top 10 as we go 3 wide ahead between Elliott, McMurray, and Logano. Logano is going to back out of it now as we go 3 wide with Dillon and Logano as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. Now inside the top 10 once again here in Michigan with 15 laps to go at this point in the race. So certainly running out of time at this point as we come down the back straightaway. And we would work our way up to the 7th position behind Martin Truex Jr., who had actually gotten shuffled out of the lead as we were approaching just 6 laps to go in this race. So we gained a couple more spots sitting in that 7th spot as we get onto the apron there now, unsettling the car, but thankfully we make a pretty big save as we come through down the front straightaway. Almirola, he would be able to close in back on me as we came through to cross the line, and as we came to lap 46, 5 laps to go at this point, closing in on the back of the 9 of Elliott and Ryan Blaney as we head down towards turns 1. Truex working his way back towards the front as we're on the inside of Ryan Blaney going down into turns 1 and turns 2 as we wash up the track a little bit side by side with Blaney. Is going to get on my right rear and slow up my momentum as Almirola is going to make a 3 wide as we come down the straightaway, and he would be able to take the position away from me as we now came to 2 laps to go. We would be able to look back to the inside of Eric Almirola and try to take over the position as we're battling for the 6th spot as Truex up ahead is going for the lead as they go 3 wide between Truex, Hamlin, and Harvick for the front position as we come down the back straightaway, approaching the final lap now of this race as we try to clear Almirola going down into turns 3. Elliott sitting in that 5th position as they got 4 cars up there battling for the win right now as we try to join this battle as we come through out of turn 4, approaching the final lap in this race. Truex back out front as he crosses the line. The white flag is out here in Michigan as we close in quickly on the back of the 9 of Chase Elliott, half a second behind the leader right now as we go down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Harvick moving up the track, and so does Truex, giving Blaney a chance to maybe make a move as we come down the back straightaway for the final time here in Michigan as they go side by side between Elliott and Harvick as we're going to send it up the inside now of Chase Elliott as we head down towards turn 3 for the final time here in Michigan. Truex in command over Ryan Blaney as we get ahead of Elliott sitting in the 5th position. As we come out of turn 4, the caution would fly and we would be sent to overtime here in Michigan. The 3rd race in a row that will be decided with an overtime finish as we're ready to go green to decide the race here in Michigan. Truex, Blaney, your front row, Hamlin, Harvick behind as the green flag returns, and we are going for overtime now alongside Chase Elliott, and looking to the inside now of Kevin Harvick as we head down towards turns 1. Blaney in a very bad position. His chances of winning this race are very low as he did win the Coca-Cola 600 earlier this season as we go 3 wide with him and Harvick as we go down into turns 1 1 and turns 2, quickly moving up into that third position. But Blaney, he's going to battle back on the outside lane now as we come down the back straightaway. Obviously, we ran into Blaney earlier, and a couple races ago we had some troubles with them. So certainly a lot of issues with Blaney recently as we go down into turn 3. Truex still leading this race as he tries to hold on for the victory. Hamlin sits P2 as we have 3 JGR cars now up inside the top 5 as we come down the front straightaway, wasting no time on looking to the inside of Blaney as the white flag once again is out now as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. It's JGR 1, 2, 3, Truex, Hamlin, and myself as we go through the center of turns 1 and 2 for the final time, closing in on the back of Hamlin as we come out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. Austin Dillon behind me moves up into the 4th position as we come down the back straightaway for the final time, looking to the inside now of Denny Hamlin, our teammate, as we go into turn 3, trying to take over P2 and try to get a run on Martin Truex Jr., but it's not going to happen as Hamlin, he is going to stick it on my right side, and we're not going to be able to pull away from him now as we come through down the front straightaway for the final time. Martin Truex Jr. wins in Michigan, and we come through to finish second for, I believe, like the 4th time in our career at this racetrack. So coming up just short of a victory in Michigan. 100% we didn't have a chance at winning that race before overtime, but overtime obviously gave me a chance to at least finish second as Jimmy Johnson, he comes home in P21. Ross Chastain and William Byron both come through with a DNF here in Michigan as we still get a pretty good payout. But yeah, so close once again to having a chance at winning. As you see the point standings, usually we're up in like second by now at this point in the season, but this season's just gone a little bit more rough for us. We've got more wins than we have ever had at this point in the season than in the past, but we just still have had a pretty rough start to the season. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. In the next episode, we go to Iowa in the Xfinity Series, where we have Carl Edwards in the car, as well as we have our first road course race of the season at Sonoma for the Cup Series, which we won that race last season, so hopefully we can do that once again this season going into Sonoma. So hopefully we can pull it off. Last time it was a last lap pass on Kurt Busch, so we'll see if we can do it again. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a great day.